Hello, and thank you for watching. These three lenses are very good, optically very good quality, and I think it's important to note we are probably blessed with such good optical performance from modern day lenses. Sigma's new Vision line of lenses, from their art, the contemporary and sport lenses, are fantastic quality. Tamron has done a good job as well with their VC 150 to 600 lens that we've got here, and the quality of that lens is pretty good as well. The problem with these lenses, you need to choose what's right for you. Now, basically the Tamron and the contemporary weigh around 2 kilograms, which is quite a hefty lens anyway. However, what you have to think about is, are you going to have your lens in the air, hand holding a lot of the time? And if you are, I would say the Tamron 150 to 600 and the contemporary is the lens for you. If you're after optical performance, I wouldn't be so concerned about optical performance, because even the sports optical performance isn't anywhere near a prime 500. So if you're thinking one of these lenses is going to replace your buying a 500 prime, unfortunately it's not going to meet what you want in terms of quality. If you really want the best quality, buy yourself a 500mm f4 lens second hand for £2,000. That's my recommendation. Maybe you can pick one cheap off eBay, Amazon, for something like that. However, if you want something that is a zoom, you can't go wrong with one of these lenses. Now, if you're putting it on a crop sensor like I do, as I'm someone who does wildlife photography, you're talking approximately 300mm at the short end to 960mm. Now, your crop factor on your Nikon is 1.5, and your crop factor on your Canon lenses, on your Canon camera, sorry, is 1.6. So you need to basically times that by whatever lens you're going to be using. But it's important to know what these lenses offer. They both, well, all three of them offer some sort of optical stabilizer. Tamron call it VC, Sigma call it OS. Is it Nikon VF, I think it is, something like that, and Canon IS. But they've all got optical stabilization, and I found the optical stabilization on all these lenses fantastic. I would say you're getting around 4 stops. Now, if you're wondering why the Canon 100 to 400 Mark II is not here, I've already reviewed that separately. Feel free to watch my video, but I found the focus on that lens to be slow. So I got these three lenses because I wanted to compare with the Canon, basically. Now, these lenses won't match the Canon for sharpness, I can tell you that for a definite. However, they're not far off, and their focusing speed, in my opinion, is faster. So what I would recommend, if the Canon 100 to 400 is too short and you really need quick focusing, I would recommend any of these three here, or I would recommend getting yourself a prime, a 300mm with 1.4 teleconverter f4 Canon lens, or the 400 prime. But then again, if you can afford it, get yourself a second hand 500mm prime. So, would I recommend any of these lenses? Yes, I would. They're fantastic. You have to be careful of vignetting though. What that means is the 4 corners here and here get a little bit darker than the rest of the picture. However, if you're using a crop sensor camera, I don't think you'll experience much of that. Only if you're on full frame will you have to do that. But generally, in Lightroom or Photoshop, you have lens correction and that can get rid of that vignetting anyway. So that shouldn't be a major concern for you. So what's the difference between the contemporary and sport, you might ask? In my personal opinion, I think optical quality is very close. I think the quality of the image is more or less the same, in my opinion, or I give a slight edge to the sport, but it's not a major for me. And I'm someone who wants optical quality at its best, and if I think the contemporary is good enough, I think you should consider that as well. The best thing about the sport lens is its build quality. I do find it a bit too heavy, if I'm honest. You're talking 6 kilograms at least for this lens. Sorry, not 6, 3 kilograms. 3 kilograms for that, 2 for that, and 2 for that. So yes, the weight could be a bit much because you've got your camera as well. You're talking probably 4 kilograms. The problem is a lot of wildlife photographers go out there with more than one camera and more than one lens. I'll give you an example. I went out with a bag and I took most of my lenses with me. I took my bag out with me and I took a few lenses. So we're talking what, 70 to 200, a second camera body. I also took my 300 with 1.4 teleconverter. I even took an 800mm prime with me, an old one, to test it out. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're talking probably around 15 kilo. So if you've got other lenses, I would think long and hard about buying something that's this heavy. That's just one lens, and you might have a few lenses in your bag. So keep that in mind, that weight can be a problem and an issue. Some people are really strong and can hold this for a long period of time, but it is front heavy. So if you've got a light body on your camera, it's going to be doing that. And when you have it zoomed out, it's even more so. So keep that in mind. It's a nice lens, don't get me wrong. I did actually like it a lot. In fact, I really wanted to keep it. But the lens I'm going to be using is the contemporary, mainly because it's lighter and the quality of the image is very close to the contemporary. I also like the Tamron because I think the actual tripod mount and the collar is really nice. In fact, I like the lens, the tripod collar, better than the contemporary. I found the contemporary to be a bit sharper than the Tamron, if I'm honest, and I thought the sport and the contemporary was very close in quality. So the only thing you're going to benefit from this lens opposed to the contemporary, in my opinion, is weather sealing. In terms of filters, if you want to get a UV filter, it's 95mm for the Tamron and 95mm for the contemporary, but 105 for the Sigma. Now Sigma do one of those. Now there's 2 types of filters that have come out recently. Sigma have developed a new WC filter where it's designed to basically stop objects and to stop the filter from smashing into pieces, so it stays intact if anything hits it. Those are quite expensive at the moment. Basically you're talking about £150 for one of those filters on this particular lens, and I think it's about 130 for the contemporary, and obviously same size for the Tamron. So I don't think you'd be disappointed with any of these lenses, but there's a lot of reviewers out there who are not giving you the answers to the question you want to know. Which is sharper? Which is quicker? and I'm going to be honest with you, autofocus on the Tamron is slightly faster than the Contemporary, only slightly. The image quality of the Contemporary is slightly better than the Tamron. And when it comes to image quality between the Sport and the Contemporary, I couldn't tell the difference. Now, it's possible, because these lenses are out of the box, I haven't configured the Sport with the new Sigma dock that you put on the end. And the same, you can do that for the Contemporary. Because you need to adjust the focus, because out of the box, the focus is wrong, basically. Basically, instead of the focus being in the middle, it's up at the top. So you must adjust your lens when you buy it. So keep that in mind, and it shouldn't be an issue. A lot of people buy the lens, send it back because they think there's something wrong with it, when it's not the case. Anyway, that's my roundup of these 3 lenses. I hope everything I've done in today's video has been helpful. Just check out the examples that you'll see popping up in the screen in a minute. And thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little overview of these lenses, and any of these will be perfect for you. But if you want the best of the best, my personal opinion is the Sigma C. It's a nice lens, it's nice and sharp, it's just not got weather sealing at the front of the lens, but it's got some weather sealing on the back. Same with the Tamron. Obviously the Sigma is weather sealed all the way through. So I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.